Hello, I'm Jonjo and welcome to Lime War. Today we have Zloygiz. Starting as red, he's setting up his barracks first. And he is against Vasvas, so I'm just going to call Vas from now on. He's set up all of his lines. And this way, he started with an airfield. It's nice to see something different going on. And some barracks still, and a town. So he's used a bit of eco, and he's definitely going to get some units to fly around and check out the map. And this map is a bit of a different map. So we have this landmass up in the north, and it leads over here. This is where Zloygiz started. They did both want this area though, so Vasvas won that argument. And yeah, this map is one giant lake with landmass as a circle, so might be quite interesting to see what sort of navy things happen here. Vasvas is definitely determined in getting these industries up. He's probably going to go for a city at some point early. Whereas Zloygiz is also going eco first, and I can imagine eco being quite important on this map because most of the map is ocean. A lot of the ground territories have been taken up. There is still quite a bit of land up in the corners. But still, I can imagine eco being a possible problem later on, especially if you didn't invest in it. However, I would still suggest having the barracks first, getting loads of barracks up and getting as far into the enemy's territory as you can, so that you can grab as much ground land as possible. I do think Zloygiz chose the right side though in the end, because there is pretty much one length of the map worth of territories. This is a larger group, but only on screen. Very thin down here, so I think that Vasvas is going to struggle to expand territory enough, especially when Zloygiz cut him off already here. He's going this way, so going to end up probably having the choke point here against each other. So I'm just guessing that, and then they're going to have this thin area around here where Zloygiz, not such a thin area at first, and even this area as well. So I think that Zloygiz might end up with a beneficial eco gain when it comes to meeting up at both ends. But essentially this is going to be two major battles when they finally reach each other in this way as well. So they will soon reach each other on the top part. And there we go, with Zloygiz going for a city very quickly. Vasvas is behind on the eco side of it that way. And having air units will definitely help with the defense, especially helicopters. They can jump around here, and their range will increase that again, and then they can jump again. I think helicopters was a good choice for that, because circular range on this map would be beneficial if they were in the water. But they can't build there, so helicopters would be able to fill the front line a lot easier that way. Either way, I think it's going to be a while till we get to the battling, so I don't think much else is going to happen for a while. We're just going to watch these guys expand, so I'm going to put it on ×4 for a little bit. I am still going to keep an eye on both players. I've got to use different controls though. I've got to use the mouse wheel click in, to try and scroll around, otherwise it just goes too fast, like, so I have to do that. Our city is nearly constructed now, which is going to be a big boost for Zloygiz once it's done. And when it is done, I'll check the eco to see how far ahead Zloygiz probably is. 674. Whereas Vasvas is at 590. So yeah, Zloygiz is just ahead. But Vasvas is building his city, so once that's complete, we'll check again just to see how far ahead each other are. Helicopters are scouting the southern part of the map. We have an interceptor up, and I recently found out that they're amazing at scouting out commandos. Trying to figure out the location of commandos. They don't need a lot of them to spot them through their stealth. Right, Vasvas has another city already, or not city, industries up already, and is setting up some energy with some storage. And there is a third city area over here, but I don't think there's really any in other places for Vasvas. I said I'll call him Vas from now on, and I still call him Vasvas. There you go. Looks like they're going to come into contact very soon. And Zloygiz does have another town up and running. There is another town there for him to grab, but he hasn't gone for it yet. He's gone for this one instead. Right, I think they're about to come into contact very soon. Go, let's turn this speed back to normal. We now have 2 airfields producing helicopters. And the city is up and running, and we've got some extra eco going around as well. So we'll have a look. We're at 1040, and Zloygiz is hiding in the mountains. No, Vasvas is hiding in the mountains. Zloygiz can see this. They're building up fortifications. One of those units is literally revealing the plan there. And that's because there is no stealth between the forest and the mountain here. It looks like it's just cut off. And Zloygiz is on 1120 at the minute. So they're pretty close to each other in eco right now. Got an airstrip being built here, and that's to increase the jets. I assume strikers if he's going to go for him, but he's not. I think he's just building, maybe just for the future, for his extra units. Like the interceptor that's going around there. There we go, we got the first engagement. There we go, the first casualty of war is always innocent, apparently. So yeah, these guys have spotted the defense there, and that's mostly for their accumulative vision now that he's closer. So he's bringing these units back up here. They can go through there. He's realised they've taken off the fortifications, so he's going to send in the units that way now to slow them down. And Vas is literally just sending some units to snake around the side here if possible, and have some of his other units build fortifications here whilst coming in through this direction. Unfortunately for Vas, that is quite a large army that's coming through there. But on the bright side, I don't see any anti-air. He's got tanks, artillery and infantry, but no anti-air. And I think he's spotted this, because he's bringing in quite a few helicopters. I'm not sure if Vas understands the helicopters can do the jump ranges. Maybe he does, I'm not sure. Because I've noticed he's built an airstrip for these helicopters. I might have to try and work out the jumps as well on them. I pretty much learned just by watching people play through these replays, so that's my limited knowledge on that. But we have Vas building up a navy fleet as well. And that's what these interceptors are doing. They're out there trying to scout to make sure there's no submarines lying around. And he's got some units going that way too, so... From Zloygiz's side, he's doing quite well there at the minute. He seems to have just left their commands off now. He's deleted the lines. And he might need to retreat from the helicopters, otherwise they're going to get torn up. And try and get some SAM in there. He does have SAM production being built now. I assume he's got a lot of SAM production being built as much as he can. Either way, it looks like Zloygiz is making a lot of progress here. Both players are at the bottom of the map now. And he has a navy too, so he is trying to capture the territories down there. He does have a submarine, so that was a good idea from Vas to get those interceptors out there. And he has boats. He's planning an invasion straight through this rocky area here. Up in the north, it looks like Zloygiz took out most of the ground forces. There's still this fortification here. And the infantry are going to try and scout through the mountains just to see what's there. There isn't any structures there, but the helicopters are still coming in to attack this area. And he's sending his armor through that way. He's got the artillery coming through to attack this unit, I think. And the helicopters are going to go straight for that tank before it can really do anything, and that is going to take that out. There we go, he's down. But in the southern part of the map, we're looking at Zloygiz, so he is slowly making his way across. Those boats are going through now. They're on their way. And Vasvas is building barracks every now and then across this line here, just to help increase the capture rate on those places and get out there further, faster. But controlling this area with helicopters was great with Vas. He didn't have the larger army at first, but not having anti-air was a big problem for Zloygiz then, and he's pulled back, or kind of, he's left him in the forest at the minute. And he's holding off for a little bit, but he's definitely going to fix the issue with the SAM units. All he really needs is just one of these circle commands with SAM units on and just move them behind the front line. And that would probably be enough to fend off the helicopters for a while. And just have them still come in every now and then to replenish any losses. Anyway, those boats are about halfway across, but as far as I'm aware, Vas has quite good scouting out there. And I think they're going for this rock right here, so they're going to end up passing through the helicopter and these missile ships. Probably very soon as well. There's a missile ship coming in right now. That's going to help against these helicopters here. There's one destroyer. But those transport boats, if anything, these will be a great distraction against the firepower that's coming in from this area. Allowing the transport boats potentially to drop off their people. But the helicopter is going to focus their fire on that one there. I don't know if it's going to make it. It isn't. Which is unfortunate. The other two are still going to get in there, but their own ship is getting in their way. Fortunately for Vasvas, he was good at scouting this area, and he has managed to bring in some units to defend pretty quickly. Even though they have managed to land. That is a lot of commandos though. Meanwhile, at the same time, this is just a mini distraction. The battle that's going on up here. Vas is going to get attacked by the main force of Zloygiz, who is bringing his SAM in the top side of this map to take out the helicopters there. While these commandos have managed to take out that naval production. Which, even if this was a distraction, that is very good at trying to make sure that Zloygiz has control over the center lake. Unfortunately though, Vasvas has got a large amount of fortified artillery in the mountains and forests here. So it's going to be quite difficult for Zloygiz to break through that. Definitely needs some of his own air units there. Let's have a look. Has he got any? I know he's building air units. He does. He's got some helicopters with air units. He could send those in. There is Sam there, but send him in through the top area. There you go, they're on their way. He's going to send them straight into the SAM mode. And if there's only one there, it should be fine, which there might just be. There is, for now. Have a look what's going on down here. They still haven't met at the bottom yet. But they do have quite a large force when they do. And Vasvas is going for another navy yard. He definitely needs presence in the ocean. Even if not by navy, he should have a air force to deal with any threats in the water. And those helicopters are clearing out a lot of these artillery on the front there, which is potentially allowing Zloygiz to get through on that. I do want to kind of check out the eco right now. We've got 1,500 from Vas, and from Zloygiz we have 500. They're still pretty equal right now. And how far is Zloygiz in this? He's pretty much got most of this territory here. They are going to meet very soon. The Vas is about here, so yeah, they're going to end up meeting literally at this point here. And I think Vas is going to miss some territory up here, but I don't think he really cares right now. Definitely focused on this area up here, which is still being attacked. And the SAM did get that helicopter then. Is Zloygiz out of helicopters? Or are they just retreated for now? I think they were just retreating. But this main force here, it looks like it might actually get through in this area. We have enough anti-air to take out any helicopters that deal with the ground units. And probably not enough artillery to deal with the ground, but there is enough mixed units here to take on whatever comes at them for a while. And they are being reinforced quite heavily. But I think Zloygiz definitely has the advantage up in this top area of the map, and he has 700 left over to save up for anything. Whereas Vas is at his limits, he has no money left over to do what he wants with. He's already done what he wants, and that's to reinforce the area. Either way, he's also fixated on the defense here. He doesn't have naval production until just again recently. So he's too nervous about moving his units all up towards this area, just in case any more come through. Does he have a plan to do it again, though? He does, yes. He's right to be nervous. Got some more transport boats coming in. And submarines moving towards these energy wells. That's probably his targets there. There's a sneaky tank sneaking off all the way at the top of the map. And last time he got took out by a helicopter, but this time he hasn't. I think he might have been trying to test out the fence. The helicopter's coming in anyway to take out that tank. It does seem like Zloygiz is making a lot of progress here, and he does seem to get a lot of reinforcements, but it is going to take a while to get through all of that. I want to know, have they reached each other? Oh, they're about to. Contact has been spotted. Has either player noticed what's going on down here yet? I don't want to know who will be the first to notice that. But I'm not going to stare at that all day. Over here, Vas has decided to retreat and try and defend these structures here. And he's bringing a line of defences over there. Whereas Zloygiz is happy to stay on the offensive. Zloygiz has spotted this definitely. He's built an airfield to try and keep control over this area right now. And I think Zloygiz is going to win down here as well. Not only has he got a superior amount of infantry, but he has artillery mixed in with that as well. And we have a nuke silo. Right there, right in the forest, on the front line. That is a bit risky, in my opinion. But he does need to get it really close to his base, because there isn't much range on it when you have literally a straight line to go to. And Zloygiz is sending these units here. He is going to get stopped instantly, but I don't think that's going to be enough to fend them off. But it will slow him down for a bit. And Vas has a nuclear silo as well. So, I don't know who placed it first, but someone's going to have a rocket soon. And whoever does is potentially going to change this battle. But unfortunately, both players don't really have much eco right now, so I think Vas would be alright because he's nearly done with it. And when it builds, he'll have the 500 ready unless he spends it. Right, let's see what's going on down here. The forces have collided. They are being backed up by helicopters. Literally just sent them around randomly to go help that, and there is no anti-air here once again. So those helicopters are going to be very useful at taking out that army. However, I think that Zloygiz can pretty much just power through for a while without having to worry too much about the minimal damage from a single helicopter. Helicopters in the north are being taken out by the SAM units though, which is unfortunate. But they are doing the best they can. Now he's going to claim this last territory over here. There is a couple more actually that he hasn't got. And Vas is losing vision over this area, and he has invested a fair bit in eco and barracks to try and progress forward there, and he's just outright lost it. Zloygiz progress has been pretty strong, and he's just been increasing his numbers all the time. He's sending in more boats to this area right now, which are just going to be met with a couple of guns. But I don't think he minds too much. He has that rocket. Looks like it's going to be starting the construction of the rocket itself soon. Another helicopter does go down. The SAM are firing straight over the top and destroying that helicopter before it can actually do too much damage. And at this point in the game, I know they've been trying to increase their eco for a while, so we've got 1,600 from Vas. Zloygiz is on 1,700, and he's not increasing much, so he's pretty much at his limits of production. He's spending everything he's getting. Neither player can spot the rocket of the other player, so I think that's just literally started to be produced. Is it nearly done? There we go. That rocket pad has been built. Zloygiz, his rocket pad's built as well. It's safe to say that Zloygiz was first, if I've only just spotted it, or they're about the same. Either way, Zloygiz hasn't started building a rocket yet. Just hasn't got enough money. And nor does Vasvas. Unless it's... no, it's still there. But both players are rushing to get 500 in the bank right now so that they can pay for that rocket. Neither player knows that they're having this race right now, though, to be fair. So, Vasvas is very close right now. No, it went down a bit. There we go. Zloygiz has already started production of that rocket. And now so has Vasvas. So they are going to be produced so close to each other that they could end up destroying each other. Anyway, what's going on in the south? It looks like Zloygiz is slowly making progress here, but not being that fast. And it's not that bad, much of a bad thing either, because he's just got to control it down here so that he can keep fighting up there. But if he wins on either side, eventually he's going to get to the base, and that'll really mess it up for the other player. We have a Navy fleet moving in, trying to take these territories away, and I don't know if Vasvas has much to deal with that. He has 2 structures producing Navy fleets, but I don't see any units actually in the water. Zloygiz has brought his own helicopters in. That's from that airfield he built earlier. And this is a pretty good curve of artillery in defense, waiting for these units. But the only thing I'd say about it is he's left this point here. You really don't want points. You want this to curve from the edge downward. Otherwise, if they just go in like this line command here, but in reverse, and just come down that way, you're only shooting against 2 instead of the whole line. You can't expect the enemy to just do what you want. You gotta make them go that way. So force them to do something bad. Make the concave against the corner there or something. But Zloygiz is also building defences there. They have pretty much just drawn lips on the map right now. And both players are struggling with energy right now. Well, at least Zloygiz is. I can't remember. Was Vasvas? No, Vasvas is definitely not struggling with energy. He's doing really well with energy right now. He's got so much energy, he doesn't know what to do with it. He could fire about 16 rockets right now. Unfortunately, he might need 16 rockets to take on the enemy in the south and the north. And the water. This is becoming quite a large standoff, and I keep hearing that energy drop. So, even if Zloygiz builds his rocket first, which is pretty much ready now, he can't fire it because the energy's down. Even though he was first to start constructing it, Vasvas might be the first to fire it, because he actually has more than enough energy to use it. And I don't think Zloygiz knows it's there. Nope, so he has no idea still that that's even going on. And they possibly still don't even know that they both had a rocket being produced at almost the same time. There you go, the rocket is ready, and I'd fire that straight away right now at this location right here. I'm not even joking, that's what I would put it right now. Before Zloygiz can do the same against you, because he has a rocket, so... Vasvas, fire the rocket. Come on. Fire the rocket right now. There we go, well done. Down in the bottom, though, he's sending a fairly sizable force there. That might be quite a target thing for him to try and beat there. But either way, he does just need to destroy this army. He needs to get these guys moving because we can see the rocket coming in. And that, from Zloygiz' side, has pretty much destroyed most of his force. But if Vas hasn't moved his, so has Vas. He's now lost his force too. So both enemies just wiped each other's armies out. Practically at the same time. Now you want to attack each other with everything you got, but you just need a bit more to attack each other with. It looks like Zloygiz is going to try and send some units in through the bottom here and through the top. He's still going to try and keep this line up for a while. I think Zloygiz is going to try to make the most out of this opportunity. But Vas already has the fortification set up, so all these units coming in are literally just going to get a bonus in defense. Down in the bottom part of the map, though, these mass infantry units that came down are not enough to deal with these artillery that are firing in over the top of their own infantry. And at the minute, we are fighting to save the city on the coastline right now. And he doesn't have enough navy to deal with that. He's got a lot of cruisers here, along with some missile ships, so anything coming by air is going to get taken out. And from Zloygiz' side of it, is he just targeting that city? No, he's going to let them take out this navy fleet, and then take on the city and the navy yards as well. But there are 2 cruisers being built from these navy yards, so he really needs to try and take them out quicker than he is. Up in the north, we have Zloygiz putting pressure on this fortified area. And if he gets through, there's a lot of structures here that will be very vital to destroy. Even if not by the land units, by that rocket, because there isn't much of an army to fire that against right now. There you go. Vas's navy has been defeated. And Zloygiz is going to take out these 2 navy yards right now. And he's also started to fire at the city as well. He's going to get attacked by the helicopters. And there's a lot of submarines there. And those helicopters will tear through these ships. I can't see the missile ships around. There's one there. But that's going to be targeted down first. And those helicopters are doing a great job at defending that area. Up in the north, the defences are holding, but just don't need to be, because we're going to go around the sides anyway. Helicopters are being brought to the front line as well. And down here, it looks like Zloygiz is still putting pressure on. He's got a big army. And there's a lot of reinforcements that keep coming in to replenish any units that get lost. And that city is so close to being destroyed. When we're at nearly 2,000 income per minute. And Vas is at 1,400, so is 500 behind Zloygiz and is about to lose the city. It's a shame, but unfortunately, that's just kind of how it goes. There you go, the city does get destroyed just in time for Zloygiz to take that out. Which is unfortunate for Vas, but I think Zloygiz is about to win this match. His units are breaking the front lines. We don't seem to have a rocket anymore. I didn't see what happened to the rocket. Anyway, we've reached the end of the match. I'm pretty sure Zloygiz has defeated Vas here. Vas has given up. And if you like that match, let me know what you want to see next. And yeah, I will have 2 videos on screen right now. Feel free to pick one of those and I'll see you there. And if you like this content, subscribe. See you around.